Good morning. Happy Monday. Hope everyone is having a great morning and a great trading session so far. Good morning, Amelia. How are you this morning? Let's see. I need that off. Good morning. So, surprised but not surprised. I did not do everything I needed to do this weekend, mainly because I decided Friday I was gonna cram all of the important stuff in, like as far as transferring data and all of that stuff. And then Saturday, I literally had no time to do anything. I slept in, and then when I woke up, I had to cook, wash my hair, and then go to our girls' night. And then yesterday, I wanted to relax. Good morning, Applejacks. How are you this morning? Not you got, oh, no, you don't. No, you don't have to. It's okay. It's okay. No need. Ay. Oh, you know what? I have to multiply contracts on Tradeify. I forgot. But I don't want to do it on TPT. All right, we're good then. You need to wash your hair. Listen, I have been like 2 weeks out, and I usually wash my hair once a week because my scalp, I have seborrheic dermatitis, and it gets really bad around 1 week. But I don't know, I was dealing with depression and some other stuff, so I just didn't feel like doing it. But I did it on Saturday, and oh my God, it was a task. It was a task. Okay. But yeah, so little kinks that I need to work out, I'm still gonna have to do. I'm gonna probably do it in phases. It's not gonna take much, but probably do some of it today and the rest of it tomorrow. I'm just out of the business of driving myself crazy, trying to cram everything in. I can't do it any longer. Still don't know how I want to trade in here. Just little stuff like that. What's the weather like in my area? Oh, you want to go to the zoo? We have the best zoo in the country. And I'm not just saying that. We're usually ranked top 3. Let's see, April. Uh, let's see. The end of April. Well, the last week should be in the 70s. Well, no, because what is that, Friday and Saturday? No, that Friday and Saturday is going to be in the 60s. So you're almost better off coming the weekend of the 24th through 26th, because that's when it'll be like 75. It's up 200 points from the open. Goodness. Oh God, what was all of this? Oh, my head. With 3 micros, that's not a bad day at all. Your account, you can do 5 micros for a bit. It might be time to up the ante a little bit. Is that what you're telling us? How was the market last week? Very volatile. I agree with Amelia. Very volatile. Mm, yeah, I wonder if it's Cabo or Cancun, since what's going on in Mexico right now, which is crazy. It seems like it's only happening in a few like select areas and not the more common, because I know people travel to, what is it, Puerto Vallarta, what is it, whatever it is. I know people travel there, but I don't know if they travel there as often as Cancun and Cabo and stuff like that. So I wonder. Yeah, we do have low impact news at 9 a.m. Factory orders. I'm getting annoyed. I'm getting annoyed. I'm getting annoyed. All right, so I think I am gonna have to stick with the oscillator. That's why I haven't taken trades yet, because a lot of these trades, the oscillator is different from the swing volume, and I'm still trying to figure out which one I want to use. But I think I'm gonna have to use the oscillator, basically, which I guess is fine. It's just annoying. Just one more thing I have to look at. I wish I could change the one on the swings to be what it is on the oscillator, but I can't. There's not any settings or anything. I definitely would not take a chance. Not what do the traders. Oh no, girl. Yeah, I wouldn't take it. I would never take a chance when it comes to no damn cartel shit. Nah. I wonder, okay, so what I think is whenever we're trading inside of the zone, I think that the point of control always has to be in the wick to show rejection. I think that's what I'm going to focus on today, paying attention to, because like both of these were wick point of controls, and it makes sense because we're rejecting. This is like a transition area technically. So I feel like if a body point of control means acceptance of price, we're not really accepting price because we're in a transition zone. So the only thing that makes sense is a wick point of control. That would make the most sense to me. Now, the question is, does it always have to be a trap? Those both were traps. So that's the next thing to try to figure out. Please do not tell me I refreshed my screen on accident. No, I didn't. That bar just messed up. Got it. I was about to be so mad. What? He's talking a whole lot more now. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? He wants to hear his songs and to turn it. Oh, goodness. Have you turned him into a monster? Oh, it took off and didn't put me in? Oh my gosh. Tomorrow I need to put this indicator on top so I don't have to look so far. I literally tried to get into this cell right here. probably could have just broke even. If that goes down and hits my TP, it's just doing too much of this. There's a mismatch on the swing, but not the oscillator, which is what I think I have to use. But because it's a dip, look at this. What the hell? There's my TP. There's my TP. This is why I don't trail anymore. But there was my TP. My stop loss was there. I would have never gotten hit. There's my TP. But I got into it because the oscillator was showing the correct thing, even though the swing volume wasn't. This swing up needed to be less than 333, and it wasn't. But bitch. Should have just held it. Nas Pesquerio. It's so cute trying to hear kids like pronounce more difficult things like for their age group. Everything is still inside yesterday's range. Let me see. Oh yeah. Prior open, prior close. Prior opens at 837.75. Prior closes at 25,077.50. And news is, I have to stop for news in 30 seconds. All right, I need to write myself a note on what I'm gonna do today. I was supposed to buy another Apex eval. I'm gonna do that today. I'll start trading it tomorrow. By the time I thought about it pre-market, it was like too late. What else do I have to do? I think those are the main things. Wait, and then all right, a minute and a half. This market is so boring. So boring. Those candles look absolutely gross on the time-based chart. You know what? I have to try to get them to fix. Let me take a picture of this. So I don't know where it's coming from. close it over there. Oh yeah, I am using like 3 contracts on Tradeify just because it's gonna have to blow or go, basically. Wait, I messed up my there it goes. I think I fixed it. Apple Jacks. All the homies in here can't clown no audience. You're silly. No, I've never seen that. I told y'all I don't really watch TV like that. Excuse me? Oh, never mind. It's still great. It was such a late feel. I thought I was in late, but I'm not actually in late. Come on, bro. Oh, because of the I keep forgetting I have to pay attention down here. That's gonna annoy me. I have to figure out if there's a way. I'm gonna stop trading that the TPT account just because that was the one I forgot to blow before the renewal, so it doesn't have very much drawdown left in it. I gotta figure out how I can get the volume down here to match on the swing volume so I don't have to look down here. That's gonna drive me insane. 301. Oh, that's gonna piss me off so bad, y'all. Like, so bad. And I wouldn't even have to be down so much if I would have never gotten out of that one trade. I would just be down one trade right now, basically. And I think I'm gonna have to switch to up down tick as well. Perfect. I'm just gonna bring it over now. I wish I had time to do this stuff this weekend, but family calls. But just know I'm super annoyed. Oh my God. Wait a minute. The Alabama's. No, that's not what I watched before. No, the one that I watched about the prison system that was kind of set up like a documentary of sorts was something else. It was about the warden was basically trying to give them more privileges, and they were like fucking up all the time kind of. But that one was really good. I have to see what the name of it was because I watched it so long ago. Um, Damn, I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think what the name of that one was. What am I trading? Nasdaq. Money from the education system to build new prisons. Yeah, I'm trading Nasdaq. Oh, it doesn't show up there for some reason. Let me see. There you go. I'm just trading an account that needs to blow. While trying to figure out, I have two different things that I'm trying to figure out right now, and I think based off of today I have enough evidence to know I have to switch to using this oscillator. Oh, that's what I want to look at. The one I'm talking about, Applejacks, is called Unlocked, a Jail Experiment. Says follows a sheriff. Oh, I thought it was a warden. Follows a sheriff, not a traditional warden, who gives inmates in an Arkansas detention facility unprecedented freedom and privileges such as unlock cell doors to see if they can create a more positive community-led environment. It was pretty good. They followed him for 6 weeks at a jail or detention facility in Little Rock, Arkansas. And it was kind of like a place where a lot of them were awaiting trial and stuff like that. It was actually pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. I'm trading into accounts. Yeah, good morning, Janelle. How are you this morning? I was trading in the take profit account as well, but I don't have much drawdown left in that one because I forgot to fail it before renewal. So I kind of hold myself or whatever. So because of that, I only took 3 trades. One of them I manually broke even out of that I didn't have to. But because I'm down 2 trades on it, I'm just not gonna trade it anymore. But the Tradeify account, I need to blow it today, which I don't think I think I'll have to finish it in the Asian session. But basically, this weekend I didn't have time to finish what I needed to finish with my strategy, where basically there's 2 things. I'm trying to figure out if I want to stay on the bid ask order flow settings or use up down tick, which this is something that I've been going back and forth with for well over a year. But I think I'm gonna have to stick with up down tick because aggressiveness doesn't really matter. It's all about the net delta of it, because if the buyers or sellers are really aggressive but the passive orders are keeping price from progressing as quickly as the aggressiveness is pushing into the market, well, the aggressiveness doesn't matter. So the delta can be can show dominance on bid ask because of how aggressive they are, but then on up down tick, which accounts for the passive orders, it'll show it's not dominant at all. And then this swing volume, the swing indicator that shows the volume and like tick distance of each swing, it calculates different than the oscillator down here. And I've been going back and forth for like a week on which one I want to use. I think I have to use the oscillator though, as much as I don't want to, because it's just so much easier to look up here. But tomorrow I'm just going to switch these two indicators so that the oscillator will be here and the volume will be down there. But literally that's what affected my trades today, was those two variables, which I kind of already knew about. I just didn't really make a final decision, but I will after today. I just was too busy this weekend. It's no big deal. I had a really good week last week, and so I know I'm on the right track, but I mainly only took trades last week where the swing volume and the oscillator volume, like, they both matched what they were supposed to be in regards to tick distance. For anybody who trades with Tradeify, did they take away the journal? Or am I tripping? Good morning, VJax. How are you this morning? Good morning, good morning. Not you're incredibly late. I'm heartbroken. Girl. You missed the short? Oh, you haven't seen that documentary? Caught 154 ticks on that reversal. What, on Dow? I do have a Discord go. It should be in the description box. It also should show up here at some point. Let me see. We're not very active because it's because of me. I was gonna blame Applejacks, but then I'd be lying. So I'm not gonna lie on her. I won't do it. But yeah, that's kind of where I am. I'm gonna finish everything today though, if I have enough energy, which I don't feel like I do, but I'm gonna try. So the main thing is, so I have a set of about 500 trades between 3 days that I'm gonna go through because, well, actually no, I have to go through all 3 of them and write down what the up down tick delta dominance is. Then I've already done a good job of documenting when the oscillator volume, like the swing volume, doesn't match what the tick distance is, so that I know there's a mismatch, so that I can see how those need to be traded, because the mismatches are either showing absorption or showing a liquidity run. There's only 2 things that it can do. Well, 3. It's going to show that the market is normal, it's in a liquidity run for that swing, or it's absorption. Those are the 3 states. So I already kind of know what I'm looking for when it's normal. It's just when one of the other 2 pop up, what do I do? Oh, the other thing I have to do is figure out like how I'm going to trade inside of here, which is also equally important. Yeah. Then once I figure out those little things, I'll be straight. Wait. You see, this is a mismatch down here too. at the moment. It's a compression pattern. It's equal to distance. That's still a mismatch. So yeah, once I figure those little things out, I'll be fine. But I will say that I've completely uncomplicated what I was doing before. Like, I barely have anything on my cheat sheet, honestly, which is a good thing. So I don't have to do very much of like looking at stuff. Damn, I should have gotten into this buy. I just gotta move this up here. It'll be so much easier to see stuff. Not boo Auburn. Haven't been on props lately, but I've been getting back into it. It's a nice way to just make some extra money to put into your personal account. I will say that for sure. Increase like crazy with gold and silver. Can't take too many costly risks. I got you. So are you primarily just trading Dow, or are you still trading some other stuff too? Some capital to get accounts, thank God. Period. Nice. It is so much better, Janelle. Like, and the thing is, the only reason I had to be as complicated as I was before is legit just because I had stuff backwards and I didn't know. I had no idea. So now that I've figured that part out, I don't know if we'll push through VWAP. Oh, good. I hit the daily loss limit, so I can be done. But yeah, I just had stuff backwards and I didn't know. And once I figured out that things were backwards, I've had more green days than I have red. So that's good. I just hit the daily loss limit on here. So what I'm going to do is an Asian session. I'm going to reopen my charts and then just blow the rest of the account. But anyway, so once I figured out, so what I had backwards was I was defining the setup by volume and not tick distance, which is not right. But I never really, not that I didn't pay attention to the tick distance, it's just I think at the time I was just starting to learn about volume. And its importance. So I was like, oh, well, this indicator shows me the volume of the swings, da da da. So, we're good to go here. Fine. No. And I don't even really know what made me, oh, that's what it was. So one day I was going through like when the tick distance and volume doesn't match in a swing. And I realized that, I'll show you. I realized two things. So first of all, on the alternate pullback, so we got the higher high to lower low to lower high. The impulse swing is always a higher distance than the previous impulse swing and the swing before it, right? And then that's like the main thing with that one. Well, sometimes the volume doesn't look like that way, but the tick distance does. And it makes sense why, because if you think about it, the only way for us to go from this uptrend to a downtrend is to go from a higher high to a lower low. And so the only way for that to make sense, for it to transition from the uptrend to the minor downtrend, is for the tick distance to completely overtake the last two swings, because that lets you know the sellers are really attempting to push this into a downtrend, right? So that was one thing that I realized, like, oh, well, no matter what the volume looks like, the tick distance always looked like that. And then with, where's the other one? So with this one here, when you have the higher high to higher low to lower high, that's the no interest reversal. I noticed that it's always a compression pattern on the tick distance, right? So you have 13 points is less than 18.25 is less than 24.75. But oh, this is a great example here. You can see though that even though the tick distance is always the same, the volume is not. So you don't see this is higher than this is higher than this on volume. Even on the oscillator down here, it's not like a succession where it's this is higher than this is higher than this. So I just noticed that I'm like, well, no matter what volume looks like, the tick distance looks like this. That's when it clicked in my head, oh, well, we have to stop leading with volume and lead with tick distance, because tick distance defines what the setup is. And then volume just lets you know if you're in a normal market, or if you're in a liquidity run, or if you're in absorption. And that's when I figured out. Good morning, Paul. How are you this morning? Good morning, good morning. News out on today. Do you go by that, or do you just trade? I just trade a strategy. I don't care about news. The only thing I do with news is like 2 minutes before and after news. I just don't trade. But besides that, I don't really care about news at all. It doesn't matter if it's NFP, PPI, CPI, I don't care. I'm still gonna trade. I just try to stay away from, the first 2 minutes before, 2 minutes after, just because, orders start drying up and the volatility and stuff like that. So I stay away from that. Or like if it's just a random news event, like Trump just announced something, if I just see some random volume spike, I'll sit out for a couple of swings, because those kind of things don't typically last very long in regards to like the available liquidity and stuff like that. So I'm not too much bothered by that. But yeah, not y'all late on a Monday. Good morning, Diego. How are you this morning? See it, Applejacks. Not she worse than a Baptist church. Please, Janelle, please. But yeah, so my task for today that I wrote down, by the way, I got this notebook off of Amazon. It's a hardcover notebook, which are so hard to find in stores. And it came with dividers and everything. I think it has like 100 or 280 pages in it. I love this thing. The pages are really nice. They don't bleed. And it's pretty cool because at the top of every page you have like where you can put the date and then what day it is. You can even put what time of day it is if you like. But anyway, so this is what I wrote down. Figure out if I want to use the oscillator or the zigzag to calculate swing volume, which, like I said earlier, I'm pretty sure I just have to go with the oscillator, which is very annoying, but that's what we're going to do. I'm not going to journal today's session, to be honest with you. I have more than enough data between those 3 days that I don't really need to. I'll probably just keep my charts open just in case I want to go back and look at specific trades from today. But that's really it. I also have to figure out exactly how I want to treat the mismatches. How will I trade when it's absorption? How will I trade when it's liquidity run? Which I have all of my data in a analysis sheet already, so that'll be easy. Figure out if I'm doing up, down, tick, or bid ask. Like I said earlier, I think I'm going to definitely stick with up, down, tick. I was looking this weekend, even though I didn't do what I was supposed to do, I was looking over the date of January 29th because there was a lot of reversal bars in that first hour session. And I noticed the reason why I went back to trying to figure out, like, should I go back to up, down, tick, is because there was quite a few trades that particular day where they were really nice swings, where if I would have stuck with bid ask, I wouldn't get into the trade because it didn't show delta dominance. But then on up down tick did show delta dominance. And so you guys know I've been going back and forth between the two for a minute now, but I think especially with the way I have gotten everything simplified, up down tick just makes the most sense, because in a reversal bar we have to travel 12 points in order to reverse the market on the current Renko settings that I have. So naturally there has to be some kind of dominance in the bar no matter what. Otherwise we wouldn't like paint a reversal bar, if that makes sense. So the more important thing is, with the dominance that is created in that reversal bar that I'm entering off of, I need to know if the passive buyers or sellers are already starting to attempt to like push the market the opposite way. Because if the passive orders don't allow for that bar to be dominant, it's going to like affect the results basically, which is important. So those are like the main three things that I need to do. And like I said, I'm going to have to go through these 500 trades. I'm so annoyed that I have to do this. And go through and write down what the up down tick dominance number is, because I have to make sure that the threshold of 77% is what I need. The default for the indicator is 95%, and I think I told you guys on Friday that's why I struggled so hard when I was trying to trade with order flow before, which I stopped in November, because I just assumed like, oh, okay, well, that's the default. Maybe that's what it needs to be. Never in my life did I say, oh, you know what, let's just write down what the delta dominance is on each bar and try to figure out like what the threshold actually is for the bar type that I'm using. Maybe because it was just so much work, I didn't want to. But it's more than likely going to be about 77%, 77 or 78%. I might go 78 just because that's a fib number. And a lot of times when you go with a fib number, it kind of helps. But yeah, it's probably going to take me at least like 4 hours of studying today to get some of this stuff together, but I'm going to get it done. Aren't you simply trading FEGs? I don't think so. You love a good notebook. Me too. And this one is so much better than the one that I get from Office Depot, so I'm going to keep buying this one. But yeah, I don't think that I'm trading FEGs. What ChatGPT told me is I'm trading what was it? It was something with auction theory. Hold on, I'm gonna tell you exactly what it said. Let me see. I have to set an alarm for market open tonight so I can remember to reopen my charts and take the trade to blow the account, because I'm gonna forget. I'm just gonna ask it because I don't feel like scrolling. I think it's auction completion or something like that. I'm about to see what it says. I'm almost certain it's like some form of auction completion, because basically, you know, if I'm getting into a sale here, I am attempting to get in when the buyers are no longer dominant. When this particular, like basically every swing on the Rinkos is its own auction. So me entering at the close of a reversal bar is me entering when the auction is complete. And so that's why it's really important for me to figure out what the delta dominance number is, because then I know that, okay, sure, the buyers were pretty dominant in this swing up. Actually, this one they weren't, because if you look down here, this is a pretty big swing as far as tick distance, but there's not very much volume in it compared to this swing down. So guess what? That means this is a liquidity run, because you have result without effort, essentially. But either way, once I get in, I want to see on the reversal bar that the delta The final delta at the bar close is at least a certain percentage, which like I said right now, I think is 77% of the max. Well, for this it'll be the min delta, but basically the highest that delta was in the bar. That's how I'm measuring dominance. So like for instance, this bar was 66, negative 66 delta. The highest it got was 75. So 66 divided by 75 is 88%. That's dominant. And what do we have? We have a 33-point move after the close of the reversal bar. That's all I'm trying to figure out. So like with this buy bar right here, right? The delta wasn't dominant. The delta was 39. The highest was 54. That's 72%. That's not dominant enough. So I wouldn't get into that buy. But then on the sell, the delta was 31. The highest was 32. That's obviously almost close to 100%. And what do we have? We're still in this 49-point move. That's basically what I'm trying to do, is figure out, before I get into this trade, are we dominant enough in this reversal bar to push? And that's why I said, I think I've always told you guys, no matter what online said about, order flow, and always use bid ask. Well, I don't use the bar type that most people use, so it doesn't make sense for me to go based off of what all the education online says. But if we have to travel that far to go against the previous swing, to try to complete the auction, there's no way that we can travel 48 ticks to reverse this without there being, aggressive buyers and sellers, or for this one, aggressive sellers that are hitting the bid. They have to. There's no other way. You can't do that passively. But we have to make sure that the buyers, the passive buyers, are not stepping in to prevent this from being a dominant bar, basically. Let me see what this thing said. So it says, stripped of all indicators, filters, and refinements, your strategy is based on auction attempts and participation decay as structural extremes. It says, at its heart, you are trading the failure or continuation of a directional auction attempt measured by tick-defined structure and participation comparison. Everything else is secondary. So it says that I use tick distance to define structure, basically geometry. So that's how I know what type of pullback we're in and what type of divergence we're in, because the alternate pullbacks, honestly, I don't like them very much. The lower low to higher high to higher low, I don't like that one much. I do like it more counter trend than I do with the trend. But this is actually my favorite type of pullback. And then, this type of pullback here is the second. And then that one is the one I don't really like. I probably won't trade it very much, honestly. And then it says the second thing I do is look at effort versus result, which is me figuring out, like, does the volume match the tick distance? If it doesn't, which one is it? Liquidity run or absorption. And then it says number 3, I look for reversal bar confirmation, which is control transfer. It says you do not enter mid swing, you enter when a reversal bar closes. That means control has mechanically shifted, and that's pillar number 3. So the biggest thing that I like is that before, I used to have to pay attention like to levels, how we're reacting off of the levels. Are we buying at support or buying at resistance? Are we selling at support or selling at resistance? I used to have to pay attention to all of that. I don't have to anymore. And I always felt like I shouldn't have to, because order flow is order flow. Auction theory is auction theory. No matter whether a level is there or not, there are I'm basically trading behaviors and not patterns. Before, I was trading patterns. This setup looks like this, look for this. Now that I've been taking the last month and a half of learning auction theory, I realized that especially now that I've like undid me doing things backwards, I'm literally trading behavior. No matter that this is a lower VWAP level and it's technically support, were the sellers dominant or not? It literally doesn't matter that it's support. As long as they're dominant, you're good. Now, if this is not a dominant bar, well, then that means that the buyers are truly trying to use this as support, and I don't need to enter the sell right there. I can wait for the next reversal bar to look for the next setup. So that's the main thing that I'm happy about. Now, the only thing I think I will have to keep though is like manually breaking even at certain places. Like this is the prior open right here. You see that it's green. I colored it green because I typically notice that the current open and prior open are typically a level of support, and then the prior close is typically a level of resistance. So I can still, like, if I'm entering a trade there, that's fine. But if I'm in a sale and we are approaching this level, I typically will get out. Same thing with like the middle VWAP level, because the middle VWAP level is technically support and resistance depending on if you're under it or below it. So if I'm buying into it, I'm probably going to break even. Or, you know, once price hits it, I'll break even. Let's see if we can push through it. If not, it's fine. But I think that me not caring about what level I'm at and it not affecting the results of the strategy is the biggest thing for me. Like legit, my one day, probably once I get to my first payout, I'm going to make a video and I'm going to show you guys like the difference in what my cheat sheet looked like back then to what it is now and how it's practically nothing. Like I know I'm always looking for dominance. So it's just a matter of, is there a certain point of control location and direction that does not work for this particular setup? So either we're in the wick and it's a continuation, meaning I'm getting into a sale, sellers are in control in the wick, or it's a trap, so the buyers are in control in the wick. And the same thing in the body. It's either body continuation or body trap. That's it. So certain setups don't work well depending on where the point of control is, because certain setups you want there to be rejection, which has to be in the wick. In certain setups you have to have it as a continuation, so it has to be in the body. But aside from that, I've literally made this minimal, very minimal. So fingers crossed I can get the rest of this done today. I'm gonna start as soon as I get off the stream, probably do like 3 hours worth, take me an hour break, finish the last probably maybe hour or two that needs to be done, and then I'm good to go. I should have a decent day tomorrow. I'm going to buy another Apex account because I really want to start trading that PA, one of the two. And then the Tradeify account will be brand new tomorrow and we'll just kind of go from there. But let me get this going so I can have a decent day tomorrow, continue my green day run, because today is like the first red day in a while. But yeah, I thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Please like the video on your way out if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't already. But other than that, I will see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning at 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye, guys.